They will walk this way, right?
This way. Yes,
Just
I
so
think
you know, they go to the entrance. So they're gonna walk
this way. Okay. Sama ñëw ni. Sama gars yi na ngeen def doon ma may ma xool ça va ay Aïcha. Comme neen Aïcha, pusal ma jéem a cadré fii xool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, think about it.
Life is not so daunting because the best thing that you can do is a mistake that is well harvested and well reflected upon. This is actually the source of the ultimate growth. And the third teacher and last teacher I'd like to share with you is unfortunately someone who passed away yesterday. He's been a light in my life for many, many decades. He's a Kenyan writer called Ngugi wa Thiong'o. And Ngugi wa Thiong'o wrote a book that's called Moving the Center. Moving the Center is about considering that diversity matters, decentering from yourself and learning from others in all areas of your life. It is that curiosity that we want to cultivate in ISD, and this belief, that's like in the mission and vision of the IB, that others with their differences can also be right. So, it's all about JAG Excellence Awards, it's all about learning via ISD's mission, vision, and values. You know them all by heart. I'm sure that if I ask anyone here, they'll be able to tell me one of ISD's values. Go ahead. Don't be shy this time. What are our values? Sorry, I couldn't hear that. Create, absolutely. That's part of our motto. What else? Change, absolutely. Give me more. Challenge. Oh yes, you can do that, students. What else? What else? What else? Integrity. Responsibility. Risk. And all of these things and so much more. So this is what we center, that is the roadmap that guides us in the JAG Excellence Award selection. This is what we celebrate and highlight as a community today. This being said, you might aspire to receive a JAG Excellence Award today and not get it. These things happen in life. Sometimes your friends get and you don't get. I'm encouraging you to focus today on the joy of seeing someone celebrated and understanding that it takes nothing away from your value at all. I know that I'm preaching to the choir, but it's important to say that every member of this community is valued for who they are at ISD and as Jaguars. Thank you. Over to Ms. Bach.
All right, we are going to start with the youngest in high school, grade 9. So I will ask Ms. Aisata Ja to come up and share a couple of remarks with her grade, as well as the two teachers who will be giving speeches to our JAG Excellent Laureates.
Dear grade 9s, when teachers come up to me about you guys, they call you my babies. That is a testament of how much I care about each and every one of you, but also how much I believe in you. I just want to take a moment to say how incredibly proud I am of you. I have memories of you as early as grade 6 science, and it's been such a privilege to watch you grow, not just academically, but as thoughtful, funny, kind, and resilient people. You've come such a long way, and I hope you take a moment to be proud of yourselves. Grade 9 is such a turning point, and I know that stepping into MYP 5 next year will come with its own set of challenges. but I have no doubt that you're ready. As you head into your final year of MYP, my wish is that you face what's ahead with strength in your steps, curiosity in your mind, and compassion in your heart. I'll truly miss you guys, and thank you for making me laugh, for keeping me on my toes, and for giving me memories I'll carry with me always. Trust in yourself as you take in grade 10, and know that you've got this, and there are people out there who really love you. Thank you. And for our first JAG Excellence Award, from the moment the student joined ISC, she has stood out as someone who leads with quiet confidence and strength. Though new to our community, she quickly became known for her thoughtfulness, resilience, and steady dedication to doing her best. Whether working through challenges and supporting her peers with kindness, her calm leadership, strong work ethic, and ability to adapt and thrive in a new environment truly embodies the values we celebrate through this honor. So please join me in congratulating Delisha for the job.
Our next teacher speaker for grade 9 is Mr. Kim.
Hey guys, so the next recipient is a student that I've come to know very well this past year. I would say on first impression, the student can maybe come off as shy, sometimes maybe unmotivated, and at times difficult to communicate with. However, from extended one-on-one instruction time I've had with him and getting to know him on more of a personal level, I've come to understand and recognize that this is someone who continuously embodies the 5 core values of ISD, and in addition embodies additional desirable characteristics such as humbleness, resilience, and grit. School does not always come easy to the students. Growth is not often linear with the students, and sometimes it feels like I have to really invest in taking a few steps back with the student before we commit to taking progressive steps forward in his education and eventually towards his higher purpose. With that being said, what I've learned about this student is that first, he has high integrity. I can always count on him to tell me the truth, whether I like it or not. I can always count on him to take responsibility. He takes ownership for his emotions and behaviors, which for me means acknowledging them and making a conscientious effort to try strategies and supports we've talked about and agreed upon to manage them better. Lastly, and maybe more importantly, I can always count on the student to be respectful, fair, empathetic to his peers and teachers, and ironically enough, I have to remind him to be more respectful and nice to himself. This student has taught me to be more patient. He has taught me to be kinder to myself. He has taught me to recalibrate and reframe and remind myself that education and academics doesn't look the same for everyone. I want to acknowledge and validate to this student that, although sometimes it doesn't seem like people notice, your teachers, your peers, and myself see the very best in you, and the growth you made this year to becoming a better, healthier, and more positive student overall and person overall. You deserve this award, you've earned this award, and I hope that winning this award gives you the confidence and presence of mind to know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, okay? So it is my pleasure to present the JAG Excellence Award to Ariel Desai.
Moving on to grade 10, we're going to call up your team lead, Ms.
allow them to address the whole grade first before we get to the awards.
Hi everyone. Over the past 2 years, I've had the joy of
Watching grade 10, who started as grade 9 last year, push themselves, support one another, and embrace challenges. Grade 10, you poured your curiosity, creativity, and courage into your personal projects, each one a reflection of who you are and what you care about. You stepped into service this year, not out of obligation, but in a sense of responsibility and compassion. You've started to understand that you can make a difference, and many of you already have. This year, you competed in athletics, you shined on stage, you led initiatives on and off campus. Your grade level band was amazing. You've all made me incredibly proud. If anybody here would like to know more about how awesome our grade 10s are, join us for our NYQ Moving Up ceremony. I won't take up any more of your time. Our first presenter for grade 10 is Mr. Kofi Bakura.
Good afternoon, congratulations. Wakanda has pushed out. Black Panthers. All right, so good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon parents, students, and our graduates. Today I have the privilege of presenting an award that is truly special. An award that represents the very heart of who we are as a school community. This award goes beyond the walls of the classroom. It celebrates the character that shapes our school, shapes our community in meaningful ways on a daily basis. This recognition honors the students whose actions reflect our core values and principles every single day. She embodies the spirit of connection, leadership that quietly but powerfully strengthens us all. Today, we acknowledge her commitment to living these values and the positive impact that she makes and has made on her peers. Our recipient is someone who's known by her friends, her teachers, and her teammates, not just what she does, but how she does it. With kindness, with courage, and with heart. She's a true student leader, one who does not need a spotlight to make an impact. As a dedicated member of the Student Council, she has consistently and passionately advocated for her peers, whether it's organizing events, raising student concerns, or lifting others' voices. She is always thinking beyond just herself. She leads with purpose, and more importantly, she leads with empathy. She is also a multi-sport athlete representing our school in both basketball and football. On the field and the court, she always plays with determination and sportsmanship, setting an example of what it means to be a complete player and plays with integrity and grace. She encourages her teammates, respects her coaches, and plays for something bigger than just herself, her school, and for Spirit. Beyond the sports fields and leadership, she participates in initiatives like More United Nations, where she brings her intellect, her diplomacy, and her deep sense of justice for global conversations, showing that young people can do and shape the world we live in. She's deeply respected by her peers, not because she demands attention, but because she gives it. Her friends know her as someone who listens, who cares, who supports, who teaches. Her teachers admire her, not just for her dedication, but for her respect, and I admire her for her humility. She is, quite simply, the kind of person that every school hopes to have. A young woman who uplifts, unites, and inspires. As we honor her today, I am reminded of the powerful words of Wangari Maathai, the first female African Nobel Peace Prize winner. And her words are, "You cannot protect the environment unless you empower people who inform them and help them understand that these resources are their own and they must protect them." While Wangari Maathai was talking about the environmental justice, the heart of her message is about empowerment and responsibility. Two things that the student exemplifies. She understands that leadership is not just control, it's about care. That responsibility is not a burden, but a privilege. That respect is not given, because it's a title, but because it's consistent actions. This young woman, we honor today. You are a force of positive change, and we're going to miss you in this community when you leave. You make those around you feel seen, heard, and supported. Now, as you continue your journey, never forget, your voice matters, your kindness matters, your courage matters. Keep shining, keep leading, and keep being the spark that lights up the room, not just for your peers, but for all of us. So, for me, congratulations. This is a deeply, deeply, deeply deserved award. And I'm so proud to be the one here to call you up on stage. Aminata Kanji.
She's not here today? Okay. So I will gladly accept
this in her honor. I know I don't look like her, but thank you very
much. All right, our next teacher speaker is Miss Leslie Toe.
Hi everyone. I've never given a speech for a high schooler, so I'm very nervous. Alright. When you go to school to become a teacher, you learn a lot of theories, concepts, and principles. Some stay with you and others recede to the background. Over the years, the ones I've been attached to have been the theory of flow, growth mindset, and this principle of productive struggle. Now, while productive struggle doesn't sound very sexy, it's low-key the sexiest of the three, and let me explain why. Nobody wants to struggle, but everybody wants to be productive. In order to be productive, you need to struggle. Engaging in productive struggle means that you embrace the challenge in front of you and you face it with patience, courage, and determination, not necessarily looking for or expecting a reward. Over time, as you struggle productively, you develop grit, which I think most teachers would agree is quickly becoming extinct. And if it isn't already, then TikTok will make sure it becomes so very, very soon. Here at ISD, however, we are fortunate for in grade 10, this student still embodies productive struggle and grit. If there's one thing that I've loved during my time at ISD, it's been to give kids the ability to communicate by providing them with the right supports. This leveling of the playing field makes it so that even though not all of us grew up speaking English, we are still able to communicate our thoughts and ideas. In so doing, we come to matter in this Anglophone community. Otherwise, we would remain silent, and it would seem as if we didn't exist. This student arrived at ISD in grade 5 and was a new English language learner. I taught him in grade 6 and 7, and I watched in amazement as he used every support I ever threw at him and used it aggressively to communicate his ideas, to grow and to be productive, to assert his place in this Anglophone institution, and assert himself he has. How do you go from being a new English speaker in grade 5 to being on the honor roll in grade 10? Productive struggle and grit. This student's struggle has indeed been productive. Beyond his incredible work ethic and his humility in the face of having to master both a language and to learn content in that language at the same time, this student is also just a good person. He has grown into a confident student leader. He's one of the core members of the Entrepreneurship Club and comes enthusiastically to each session with ideas and initiatives that provide social impact. I've been told by his teachers that he's always kind and eager to help his peers. He's always watching out for others, making sure everyone is included and has a good experience in class. He's curious, ethical, principled, and humorous. He is enthusiastic and a risk taker, unafraid to dive into challenges, to ask thoughtful questions, and to give each task his all. He shows up prepared, engaged, and with a spirit that uplifts those around him. We've also observed him being a good friend to his peers, always available to help in any way possible. He embodies excellence through academics, his character, and his commitment to ISD and the wider community. As I come full circle at my time here at ISD, I can say that I have quite a few stories about many of the kids in grade 10. You were the first cohort I taught here. But time has passed, and not all of you will always acknowledge me in the hallways because you're too busy being cool 10th graders, and that's okay. Most of the time, I'm too busy anyway, so it's okay. But this student always stops, gets the most adorable look of joy in his face as if he remembers those crazy funny moments we shared in grade 6 and 7, like it's our little secret, and he'll say, "Hey, Miss Leslie, how are you?" And he will stop and chat with me and catch me up on what's new in his life. And it's not fake, it's real, it's authentic, and it always makes my day. So to this student, I want to say, keep struggling productively. You will always come out on top. And keep uplifting yourself and those around you. You will always have a community. I have no doubt in my mind that you will indeed win at this game called life, Nanjing Gao.
Calling up Mr. Chan, the team lead for grade 11.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, class of 2025. I want to say something. I'm going to miss you guys. So thank you for everything. I want you to remember one thing. The concept of Africanity is about value, honor, and integrity. Make sure that wherever you go in the world, you have this concept. Thank you. Grade 11. There is no need to present you here today. Everybody knows who you are. Okay? Next year, I'm pretty sure you'll be here and you'll be showing to the whole world that you are the best that I have ever had. Okay. So, if today you do not have the Jack Excellence Awards, guys, this is not who you are. It's just because we can pick only 2 students. But all of you, you deserve to have one. Okay? So. Okay, I'm going to call Mr. Kofi now for the first award.
Good afternoon again. Today is an absolute honor. Truly is an absolute honor to present this award of excellence to students in this amazing grade level of students. As Mr. Chan said, in my 9 years at ISD, you have been incredibly inspiring. You have all been some of the most intelligent, hardworking, determined, kind, humorous, loving students that I've worked with. You're all superstars in my heart, and by that, I truly mean. But I'm here today to celebrate one of you for an award that is not about the most likely to become the next Einstein. No, not that kind of award. This is the kind of recognition that goes beyond, as I said, the classroom walls. But it's not about test scores, it's not about rubrics. This award celebrates character, it celebrates impact, and most of all, it celebrates the kind of students who is a standout Grad Walk. This student, let's call him the hardest working man on campus. He's a force of nature. If he was a Marvel character, his superpower would be leadership, and his cape would be a sweaty sports jersey. He's a powerful and vocal student leader on our student council. From spirit weeks, to school dances, to charity drives, and to cultural celebrations, He's been behind the scenes, selling emails and following up on logistics and making magic happen. If our school had a heartbeat, it would probably be running through him or running through his schedule. And speaking of schedules, let's not forget, okay, that the student also is an athlete. Not just a member of a team, but a cornerstone of the teams. Volleyball, champion. Basketball, champion. Back to back to back. That, right, is what you call commitment, and that is what you call consistency and discipline. But that is also what you call sore legs. Anyway, but even more impressive than the wins is how he plays with integrity, with passion, with spirit. In the classroom, he supports his teammates. In the classroom, he supports his classmates. On the field, he supports his teammates. He leads by example. He's not loud just for the sake of being loud. He's loud because he's rallying people together, building community, and reminding us that school isn't just about learning facts. It's about living fully. And that's what the student does. He lives fully. He gives fully, and in doing so, he's brought life and energy to our campus. Now, in the words of Nelson Mandela, one of Africa's greatest statesmen, and a man who knew a thing or two about leadership, he said, "What counts as life is not the mere fact that we've lived. It's what difference we have made to the lives of the others that will determine the significance of the life that we lead." The student has already made a difference. He's already inspired others to be better, to try harder, to care more deeply. He's a consummate role model, the kind of person that people look up to. Not because he's perfect, but because he's present. Sometimes he's late for school. Because he shows up, he doesn't just talk, he shows up. So to this award recipient, thank you, thank you, thank you for your grit, your joy, your kindness. You have made an indelible mark on this school more than your older brother who came through this school. And I hate to say that.
All right? But I have no doubt that wherever you go in this world or whatever you do, you will make it a little bit better because of who you are. Now, on a personal note, Asante Sana Wawewu. I will always respect you because we have that connection. Ghana Jollof forever. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you
someone that I deeply respect and I've always admired from the time when I saw him in second grade playing outside my classroom to now he's in grade 11. So, Jadzubi is back.
Teacher speaker for grade 11 is Mr. Armstrong.
Good afternoon. Tough act to follow. It's an honor to say a few words about this outstanding grade 11 student. Over the course of this year, I've had the genuine pleasure of getting to know this student, and it's clear that they truly live out our school's core values: equity, integrity, responsibility, respect, and empathy. This student gives 100% effort and energy to everything they take on. You can see it in even the smallest things. For example, when they enter a room, they make a point of acknowledging every person, every time. The quiet consistency speaks volumes about their empathy, and their inclusive atmosphere makes our school a better place. As the student representative, they provide a platform for their peers to be heard. Whether leading a meeting or supporting a discussion, they balance open-mindedness with a clear sense of their own values, always respectful, always thoughtful. This student is a natural leader, not by taking the spotlight, but by showing up and giving their best, supporting others they're involved in an impressive number of activities, and just as importantly, they give their time freely to help others be successful. Here's just a few of the many contributions that they make. Advisory representative, serving as liaison between the advisory and the student council, also helping to organise fundraising efforts and service efforts. JAG Student Council, actively finding and organising service opportunities and projects for the school community. Waisel Band, a talented and committed musician, including solo performances this year. High school volleyball team, consistent, dependable, and encouraging. Charm Charity Run, working to support fellow students, Ethel, to raise over 650,000 CFA for orthopedic surgeries. Halloween, Jump Scare Hallway, collaborating with Mr. Nick and others to create an unforgettable PTO event. Ongoing leadership, managing follow-up efforts with the Grade 11 Service Project in TS. In many ways, this student reminds me a little bit of Lionel Messi. Not just because they're both short, but because, like Messi, this student leads with humility, dedication, quiet excellence, and brings people together through grace, discipline, and respect for others. It's both an honor and a privilege to present this award to Daniel Dos Santos.
Made it to you, class of 2025. A round of applause for our seniors. It was very pleasant to have you guys back on campus this week. I think we didn't realize how much we would miss you when you're gone. So after next week, you will be fully gone. But I just wanted to say it was so nice to see you this week, and we're really excited for tomorrow.
And to speak to you a little bit more is your team lead, the amazing Miss Sophie Kapner.
Good afternoon, everyone. And before we present the Jack Excellence Award to the seniors, I would like to take a moment on behalf of the grade 12 team to honor the remarkable group of students who tomorrow is graduating. This year they have shown strength, growth, and heart. Each of our seniors has contributed something special to our community, whether through academic efforts, creativity, leadership, or simply through the way they care for one another. The bond is really strong. Senior, you have shown us what it means to be a Jaguar, and we are incredibly proud of you. And I would like also to extend my heartfelt thank you to the teachers and the advisors. Your unwavering support, patience, and guidance have helped shape this group into the individuals they are today. Thank you for standing by them, encouraging them, and walking alongside them through the final chapter of the high school journey. In a few moments, 2 Jack Excellence Awards are going to be given. But you all deserve an award. You never gave up, and you managed to complete those 2 DP final years We worked so hard. We are so proud of you and we are going to miss you. But fortunately we have tomorrow together and Saturday. And a few more awards are going to be given also. Thank you.
Right. And the first teacher speaker for the seniors is Ms. Siobhan.
So to be honest with you, I was never told that we have to announce the student's name at the very end, but you're all going to know who I'm talking about in the first few seconds anyway. So I'm going to read the speech as I prepared it. Because this is not the first speech award I have, sorry, this is not the first award speech I have written for Anjali. In fact, celebrating them has become something of a tradition for me and one that I have cherished. That's why this moment is a little bittersweet for me, and I'm going to try not to cry, because today marks the last time that I'll have the honor of recognizing Anjali at ISD. And let me tell you that they have made it very easy for me to celebrate them again and again. The JAG Excellence Award, as you know, is the highest accolade we give at ISD, recognizing students who embody the values of equity, integrity, responsibility, respect, and empathy. And Anjali doesn't just meet those values, they live them in their learning, in their friendships, in their artistry, and in the way they show up every day with curiosity and care. Anjali represents the very best of what it means to be a Jaguar. And there are many, many teachers who feel the same. In fact, Miss Newton described them as an inquisitive and brilliant person. She added, they have a huge heart, and this graduating class is better for having such an iconoclast in its midst. Ms. Gifford wanted to say that Anjali is a superstar researcher, sharing how they are deeply interested in the history of marginalized groups and naturally discerning when it comes to evaluating their sources. Ms. Meredith noted Anjali's consistent curiosity and enthusiasm, saying that they are always positive, respectful with their interactions, and that good humor and resilience have been demonstrated in abundance. Mr. Matthews reflected, they may not say that mathematics is their favorite subject, but you would never know it from the effort that they put in. They always try their best, work well on their own, and approach everything with kindness and respect. Anjali is incredibly empathetic and thoughtful and kind, the kind of person who lifts up those around them and is a true, loyal friend to their peers. And finally, Mr. McGrady also shared a moment that speaks volumes about Anjali's quiet leadership. At the start of the year, he invited students to contribute to a successes and failures wall to promote vulnerability and growth. Anjali was the first to step up and share one of their own failures, and that simple act of openness helped younger students feel safe enough to follow. And that is who Anjali is, someone who leads by example and is brave enough to be vulnerable. And those values have been evident in Anjali's artistic works as well. Their performances this year were a culmination of a powerful theater journey at ISD. In DP theater class, they consistently use the stage to ask big questions and tell meaningful stories. And Anjali's performance of Calliope in You Go Goddess was unforgettable. Balancing comedy, vulnerability, and strength with remarkable skill, Anjali brought a layered emotional truth to the role while creating a space for younger performers to shine around them. It was a beautiful reminder of their generosity as both an artist and collaborator. Anjali, you have pushed yourself academically. You have led with compassion, and you have shown all of us what it means to act with integrity, empathy, and purpose. Once again, and for the final time at ISD, it is my absolute honor to say congratulations. This is so well deserved.
I'll be short, I promise. It is my absolute pleasure to stand in front of
you here today to recognize and announce one of our most outstanding grade 12 students for the JAG Excellence Award. This student has not only embodied our core values, but has truly elevated them through consistent, quiet leadership, disposition, and way of life. It doesn't take a lot to recognize this student's strength, as they stood out from D1, especially my D1. Their calm and composed nature has been a powerful reminder that actions speak louder than words. They've lived with integrity, approaching the work with quiet dedication and purpose, never seeking attention or applause. But do know that we teachers have noticed and we admire. This student has shown true responsibility, managing their learning and many other commitments with maturity and grace, even in moments of doubt and when deadlines felt overwhelming. In those challenging times, they did not just persevere, they remained grounded, humble, and always thankful to all those around them. They've also never hesitated to share their perspective, thoughtful, honest, and sometimes challenging, but always delivered with clarity, calm, and with deep respect. It's a worthy balance and a great quality to cherish. The students' interactions with peers, teachers, and staff have always reflected this same quiet strength and integrity. This award is more than a celebration of one individual. It's a tribute to all those who remain authentic, lead with humility and character. A reminder to every student who works hard, behaves responsibly, and shows empathy. That character always shines through. So without further ado, on behalf of all of us at ISD, especially your DP teachers, we would like to congratulate Ranim.
We are now reaching the end of our JAG Excellence
ceremony, and I just have one closing remark before we can dismiss you. So let's begin by giving another huge round of applause to
our 8 winners in high school this year. That's Delisha, Ariel, Aminata, Nanjun, Jad, Daniel, Anjali, and Ranim. Their character, growth, and the way they show up for our community truly have stood out, and that's why they were chosen for today. Today's recognition speaks to who they are and not just what they've done. Now, for those who weren't selected this time around, please don't be discouraged. Every one of you has contributed something valuable to our school community this year, no matter how big or small, no matter whether it is showing up who you are, being kind to your classmates, organizing a club, just attending a social. Any contribution that you have given has been excellent, so thank you so much.
Through your integrity, your sense of responsibility, respect, your commitment to equity and empathy, you really
helped shape the spirit of ISD in this difficult year. So thank you to all high school students. And I think, as we know, over this year at ISD, we know that being a student means more than just academic success. It means striving to live out our values every day. It means supporting one another, honoring our very many cultures and our very different perspectives, and taking initiative to make our school a place where everyone feels seen and heard. So as secondary students, I say this all the time, I know, but you play a huge and vital role in leading that culture. Right? The younger students look up to you, And when I look at those recognized today, it's very clear that leadership isn't just about being elected, although it definitely can be. It's also about setting an example through your everyday actions.
And that's something that every single one of you has the power to do. So as we close out
the year and look ahead, I challenge you to reflect on the example you want to set and the legacy you want to lead or leave. What kind of ISD student do you want to be remembered as in the rest of this year 2024 to 2025? So thank you all for your attention. Secondary students, you are dismissed to the basketball courts. We finished a little bit early today, okay, and around the secondary
amphitheater. Seniors, please stay on stage. But before I dismiss you, can we all stand up and give a standing ovation to this class of 2025?
I am, after a student, I will touch base with you.
Alright, seniors, how did that feel? Good? I saw like a couple of, oh my god. Was it hard? Yeah, and you gotta do this for 2 hours tomorrow. Yeah, so this was good practice for you guys to kind of have a feel of how long you have to stay still on stage. This was like 30 minutes. Yeah. How long was this? It was less than an hour. It was like 30 to 45 minutes max. It's not that long. No, sorry, unfortunately. All right, so I have a couple of notes, as I told you, that I will be taking. I know it is hard and it is long, but it's very important because people are literally staring at you for 2 hours. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. So you have to be mindful of that, okay? So, my notes. I won't say names, but you'll know who you are. Okay? Talking. You cannot be whispering to each other. Yeah? Very important. Not only about the aesthetic, but these mics are very sensitive. Yeah? They pick up sound, and this one is staying on the whole time. Okay? So it does pick up. It picks it up. Okay? And what they hear in the audience is louder than what you hear on stage because the feedback goes this way. Yeah? So be very mindful of that. Try your best not to whisper to your friends, okay? Oh gosh, okay, this was hilarious. You guys, ripple effect. It was like one pass to the other. Like as soon as two people finish doing it, next two people start doing it, then someone else does it. Y'all are touching your face. See, you just did it. See, you just, see? Faces, hair, y'all are touching way too much, okay? I saw